Good evening. I'd like to call to order the December 27th regular meeting of the City of Daly City Recreation Commission. Everyone please stand and join us in the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So, when you're ready, roll call, please.
Commissioner Arroyo.
Present.
Commissioner Proaño.
Present.
Commissioner Cison is not present. Vice Chair Pastor. Here. And Chair Denise Kelly.
Here. So, could I please have a motion to approve the agenda? I did have one question, though. The minutes from our previous meeting.
I noticed that too. I'll have to talk to the person who compiles the agenda.
Okay, so.
We did not have a meeting in November. We
Right,
did
but
not have
our
a quorum.
October meeting minutes
but it
were
should
on
have been
the
on.
November.
And it didn't carry forward, so
Okay.
we'll have double minutes to approve in January.
Okay, with that, may I have a motion to approve the agenda, please?
I'd like to enter a motion to approve the agenda.
I second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
The
Wow,
agenda is
really
approved. Director's report?
A couple of very, very quick items this evening. The first one, the chair and vice chair have heard this already, but won't go through it. There haven't been any updates since we last spoke in November. But for those of you who don't know, we have a variety of agreements with outside parties for use of our facilities. Most notably are a couple of agreements with St. Ignatius, and one started with the construction of Policita. They contributed $250,000 for the construction of the field there, and for that sort of got the first dibs for using that field for various St. Ignatius athletic programs, mostly soccer. That agreement expired at the end of this school year, and we sat down with them to see if they were interested on continuing, and surprisingly to us, they were not. So the good news there is it opens up that field for a lot more community use than before. I won't say they monopolized it, but it was a little bit different. Our synthetic turf fields are booked pretty much solid. So that's a good thing, good community benefit. The bad thing is there was not a big, giant, fat check from St. Ignatius College Preparatory, but that's okay. The other agreement that we discussed briefly is they have an agreement for the use of Marchbank Park. For those of you who don't know, that's been their home field for their baseball program for many, many years. That agreement is set to expire in April of 2017. That one they're very interested in continuing. So we've had preliminary talks. We have not yet agreed on a dollar figure or specifically what the use would entail. We did note that there's quite a few capital improvement needs out at Marchbank Park to the backstop area dugouts and the lining of the outfield fence. And they express interest on maybe jointly pitching in financially for those repairs. They also broached the subject, and one that we've talked about on this commission too, about maybe enlisting some corporate partners to offset the cost. And specifically, they had mentioned that they have uniform deals at the high school level, who knew, with both Under Armour and Nike. And they said in Nike's case, they've been very interested over the last few years of expanding their partnership, and they might be interested in putting their logo out on that fence to help offset the cost. We've not heard back. They were going to independently explore that option. And the holidays hit. Our communication has been a little bit sporadic. But
Well, we can keep our fingers crossed.
we're hopeful that partnership will continue. It's not quite as urgent because that, like I said, that agreement goes through April of the coming year. And they are interested in continuing that relationship.
Cool.
And then I will also hand it to them. This kind of ties in to the next one. I'll just kind of segue into it. For those of you who aren't aware, Westmore High School is undergoing a major capital improvement program, over $100 million of improvements. including a new baseball field, a new softball field, a new theater, and new tennis courts, all which potentially would be great community assets too. And in the meantime, Westmore High School's varsity baseball team has been displaced. If you've seen the construction over there, there's not even room for the baseball program to continue. So, baseball season starts in earnest shortly after the new year, and they've approached us to see if we could help out to get some of their home games scheduled on a field other than their home field, which doesn't exist today. So SI, to their credit, was very gracious in sharing some of their time at Marchbank so that Westmore can play some games there. They'll probably also get some games in at Gellert, which isn't the first choice, but it works. Other schools use that as their field too. And possibly at least a game at Jefferson, which again is not their first choice, but sometimes they take what they can
Well,
get.
if it's against Jefferson, it kind of works out.
But we're looking forward to all the improvements at Westmore High School, and we have a great relationship with Westmore High School and the Giamono Pool. We have a joint use. But that part of Daly City has been without tennis courts for a very long time. And part of their new plan is not to refurbish the old tennis courts. They're building brand spanking new ones up closer to the parking lot. And if memory serves me, they're going to build 6 courts up there. And hopefully it's something that the community can use in non-school hours, kind of like they.
Wow.
And Westmore has been playing their tennis matches at Westlake Park for quite a while too, and those courts need a little bit of help.
Great.
The downside of that, for those of you who are familiar with Westmore Park and the clubhouse there, that is not a city park. It functions as a city park, but the city doesn't own the land there. The school district does, and that was part of a 50-year lease that expired this year. And when we sat down with the school district to talk about renegotiating and extending the term, they were not interested. Part of their long-term plans would require them to take that property back, and they're going to expand some of their administrative offices there. And probably, and it's not next week or the week after, in the next 2 to 3 years probably tear down the old clubhouse, which isn't in the greatest
There's
shape.
an offset though with some of the use of the new
Right.
stuff that they're doing.
And the clubhouse, we only use it during the summer months. It's not one of our crown jewels in our clubhouse system. So, we're sorry to lose the asset. I know our fire department uses that clubhouse a lot for their meetings and trainings and stuff, but maybe they can latch on to a new space somewhere.
Yeah, I know in the past that clubhouse has been used for like some refurbishing projects by the community.
It has,
and some youth
rebuilding
activities,
together.
after-school youth activities.
It's, it's not, occasionally rented
Yeah.
for parties on the weekends.
Yeah,
Once in a great while, I can't even think of the last time, Skyline Palisades homeowners group has had
St.
meetings.
Francis used to meet there once in a while too.
Yeah,
Gellert
a
wasn't
lot of
available.
the homeowners associations that, used to have monthly or even quarterly meetings, we're not hearing a whole lot of
Yeah.
anymore, but, it sits vacant quite a bit.
yeah. So the timeline when they start breaking ground for their new ideas.
They didn't want to commit to a timetable, but said at the very least they would give us 6 months notice.
Well, that seems fair.
And didn't seem to think that it would interfere with our planned programs for this coming summer, but that might be our last summer out there.
Okay. Good.
Want to say something? Okay, you look like you did.
So I told you it was brief. Those were the 2 updates I wanted to make sure, as recreation commissioners, you were aware with what's happening in the community.
Wonderful. Okay, under commissioners' reports, I would like to, thank everyone for the support I've received while I've been on this commission. The new city council members have asked for resignations from the commissioners that were nominated for their appointments. And I want to wish the staff, and especially you, Joseph, I think you're doing a phenomenal job. And I think would like to see all of these recreation programs be 100% funded always, because they're great, and you guys are doing a really good job. And not being on the commission, if there's anything I can do to help, all you gotta do is ask. So thank you.
Oh, we will.
Thank you, Denise.
Likewise, if I may, through the chair.
Please.
So I'd like to thank my fellow commissioners for welcoming me here, and Director Curran for being so supportive. You know, I continue to be a resident of Daly City. It does not really matter much, because I will continue to show my support for this city. That's been my first home, you know, here in the United States. So I will be very happy to continue serving this city. I will in fact be appearing before this very commission as a member of the public in the new year, soliciting its support for some initiatives that I tried to start here, but will have to continue as a member of the public. So I'd like to thank you, Director Curran. You've been very supportive. And if there's, just like what Denise said, if there's anything, as you know, I wanted to give you even more support in the coming year. Now I will continue to do so as a private citizen. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
And
that.
thank you so much, fellow commissioners.
Okay, announcements and communications.
Before we move on, if you'll indulge me a moment, Madam Chair, I too want to express my thanks to Denise Kelly, not only, you know, with her involvement in the Recreation Commission, but also a longtime member of the Planning Commission, and really involved in one of our great partners, the Daly City Host Lions Club. Without her support on the Daly City Host Lions Club and the connection with our department, and maybe a couple other lions up here, we honestly, we would not have the Spring Fun Day, I think
Yeah.
is what we're calling it these days, the egg hunt event that we do every year at Policita. And, you know, Denise will forever be remembered for keeping that afloat. And
Thank
what did I say? It's, you know, it came as a little bit of a shock to me that you would be leaving, but thank you so much for all your many, many years of service.
You're welcome. Thank
And
you.
hopefully, you know, we'll still see you around.
I'm
She's
not
still-
going anywhere.
She's still gonna be at the Daly City Food Pantry, and I can never get that long name, the Daly
It's
City.
okay, nobody else can.
Daly City
North
North Peninsula Food
and
Pantry.
Dining
and
Center
Dining
of
Center.
Daly
Yeah, that
City.
one.
Thank you, Carol
Um,
Platt.
And also, I would be remiss if I didn't, you know, it was a brief stay on the commission, but Commissioner Arroyo really got involved with our Phil Lamb celebration this year, and not only was there all day at the event, but joined us electronically for our debriefing for quite a while, and had some great insight on, you know, what worked, what didn't work, and, you know, how we can make it a bigger and better event. And we were looking forward to working closely with Commissioner Arroyo, and it sounds like we still will have that opportunity
You will.
as private citizen Arroyo.
Mm.
So to both of you, thank you so much for your service. You will be missed.
Through the chair, before we move further along, I just want to echo my thank yous to Denise and Vivian for your contribution to the council, the commission board here, and to the city of Daly City. We go a long way back, Denise, in terms of all our other functions we've done in the city. So I appreciate all the energy that you bring, and also you've given all the energy we were experienced from you in just this short time we've known you.
Yeah.
And but I see that energy from both of you is still going to keep supporting the community. And yes, come on up as a citizen of the community to
Give you some
contribute.
action from there.
Yeah, there you go.
We're being invited to be an audience.
Yes, please, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I won't make it any longer, but you guys know how I feel, and you spoke very well. So
Thank
we're going to
you.
miss you, but it's not goodbye.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. We're not going anywhere. We're just not going to be at the meetings every month, unless we're on that side.
That's right.
And then bring a few friends.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like the whole place.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's a good job.
Moving right along then. We have announcements and.
Just
commu-
a couple of really quick ones. You see on your agenda, 24 Karat Gold Teen Dance, which is going to be Friday, January 6th, kicking off the new year, and that is for Daly City Middle School students only. It'll be at the Pacelli Event Center.
Now, a question for you. Is that students in the Jefferson Elementary School District or any Daly City student who's in that middle school age range.
Like,
So the kids
Stump the director.
at Our Lady of Perpetual Help in the 7th and 8th grade, are they included
I
in this?
believe they are welcome
Okay.
because it's through our teen services division and they don't discriminate.
No,
So-
but I mean, it's.
But yeah, it may have
it's a-
possibly been coordinated with Jefferson. I should have researched that before I showed up here tonight.
Sorry.
but- And then I did pass out the winter 2016-17 activity guide, and there's more activities listed in there. Just quickly, the crab feed, that is always a wonderful event sponsored by the supporters of the Dolger Senior Center. That is Saturday, February 25th, 2017 at noon. And you will not find a better crab meal in this area for $40 for non-members, $35 for members. They're very generous with their crab. And then also coming up early February, on Thursday, February 9th, we have part 2 of our Books and Brews series that we do with the Library and Recreation. This one is going to be at the Dolger Cafe, and we're going to be featuring beers of Bavaria, German beers, with a German beer expert.
Very
It's
nice.
$25 to participate as a taster, and you get, for that admission, you get the
and how, I'm
commemorative
pardon, how-
takeaway
how
glass.
How many different beers are there? Not that I drink beer, but.
He hasn't committed, but probably about 6-ish, 6 different German beers. And then we'll also have German food, snacks, pretzels, and sausages and that kind of stuff, and musical entertainment following as well. And Black History Month's coming up Saturday, February 11th, and that's going to be at Cafe Dolger. And I think those are it for between now and our next meeting. So
I'm going to say how nicely it's put together and.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
this particular issue, I know that it's not being printed like it was before, but the fonts that were used and everything, it's very, very easy to read.
I get, Daly City, unlike a lot of our surrounding cities, has utilized part-time hourly employees to put this together over the years. And the person doing it now, I had the same reaction. It's a
It's-
phenomenal improvement.
Well, I looked at it online too, and it's very easy to read online. So whoever did this did a remarkable job.
And for all of those listening to us at home, if you miss getting your copy in the mail, we're not mailing them anymore, but there's certainly lots of them around the community, at our libraries, here at City Hall, and
Are we going to continue to mail the postcards to people to tell them?
that will
it's
probably be our
available?
last postcard notification, but I think we've got about 22,000 people on our database that have registered for classes and activities. Do an email blast to them to let them know that everything's been refreshed. We do it 3 times a year.
Okay.
We're already, believe it or not, we're already putting together the spring, summer.
Oh, I'm
one.
sure.
And this saves how much, pardon me, through the chair, this saves how much money when you don't mail this and you don't?
Over the course of the year or per issue? That's another great question. I knew it a year ago.
Yeah, I would think across the year. would
I
be-
think postage was running about $6,000 per issue, and printing a little bit more than that. So we've cut the printing in half and eliminated the postage. I want to say it's somewhere between $35,000 and $40,000 a year we're saving.
Congratulations.
That's good, because I
good.
wonder how many of them were, when they would get into the home, were actually read anyway. Except by the 22,000 people who use the service.
Well, and honestly, most of them are doing everything online. They're used
Yeah.
to, if you're registering for swim classes, they're not necessarily looking in here. They're logging onto their account to find out which class is going to fit their schedule. And most of them, they just, once they're in the system, they keep working their way through it. So
Cool.
it becomes a little bit
Wonderful.
rote.
Well, don't forget to include Spring Fun Day, because that's happening again.
Don't forget.
Spring Fun Day,
Oh, yes. Yeah, in fact, did you get an email about that?
not yet. I
Oh.
figured be soon.
Oh, we talked about it last week, and
I'm sure.
David had
We'll
mentioned
hear from,
about
we'll
sending.
hear from David. We're ready. No, the Spring Fun Day, David Zetzer.
Which I
That's it.
believe, correct me, the last 2 years we've done the Saturday before Easter.
Right.
And there's always that, is that too close? Is it,
I don't know, last year with over 500
Yeah,
kids.
it's
it's-
And we had to
Work.
turn people away. We were that
Yeah.
busy.
Wow.
That was
I
kind
know
of
year-
scary.
years ago, they used to do them at multiple locations. I think the
Mhm.
last time we had two, we had one at Gellert and one at Policita, but we've kind of, with the staff reductions and everything else, put all of our eggs, so to speak, in one basket over there at Policita. And it seems to work out.
No, it does, it does. We just will be,
And if you've seen them in other communities, as I have, as chaotic as it seems,
Nate, nothing.
ours are, I would say, less chaotic than some of the others. Kids aren't getting hurt and pushed down and.
Well, thank you. So, okay. So, we have no speaker cards tonight, so take a motion to adjourn the meeting and wish everyone a happy and peaceful 2017.
I would like to make a motion to conclude the meeting.
I'll offer the second of that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you all very much.